Coach's Corner is brought to you by Capital Investment Advisory Services.
Hello and welcome into another episode of Coach's Corner. I'm Mitch Stewart, and joined alongside of me here today is Roanoke head coach Dan Brimner. Dan, how you doing today?
Doing well, thank you, Mitch.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me here. Let's kick right off into another episode. Last week, since we have seen you guys pass, you visited Evansville, got a split against the Thunderbolts, and then came back for a home-and-home series against Fayetteville, where you won the first on the road and then fell with a tough comeback loss last Friday. It kind of seems like the team is really starting to put it together, though, in this past month. How would you assess where the team is at right now at this point in the season?
We're continuing to take some steps forward. What we have to get away from is losing games or ourselves, beating ourselves before we even get on the ice with suspensions and some other situations. So when we're playing at our full roster, I think over the last 4 or 5 games, we're outshooting our opponents pretty heavily, outchancing our opponents pretty heavily. And when you're doing that consistently, it's hard to take too many negatives out of a game.
So one big positive for you guys last Wednesday in that win at Fayetteville, Matt O'Day, he played for it when he got here, but you've put him back on defense a few times throughout last season that Roanoke was playing, and then to start this season. You put him up to left wing the other night. He had a beautiful short-handed goal. What kind of led you to make that change, and what do you think he brings to the table once he pushes up to the offensive end of the ice?
Well, the plan is always to get Matty back up to forward. He loves playing forward, but he's a great team player, and whenever there's a position needed for him to be in, he'll step up all the time. So grateful to have a guy that can skate so well that he can play both positions very well. But obviously what he brings is kind of an explosive speed, attack mentality. So getting him back up there and getting his energy back up was huge for us.
Speaking of attack mentality, Mac Janssen, boy, does it kind of feel like he's just playing at a completely different level right now. We know he's had the talent before, but when you look at his hat trick last Wednesday, also had an assist, another goal and an assist on Friday night. That gives him 9 goals and 6 assists in his last 9 games that he's played. What do you think has kind of led to him maybe turning that corner and taking his game up to a totally different notch here the last month or so?
I think early on he was even playing this way and maybe not getting as much puck luck. He had a ton of chances early. He creates chances every time he's on the ice. So, sometimes, and we have other guys right now too that are creating a ton of chances and not getting rewarded for it. And you can see the frustration build, and Mac kind of went through that in the first 5-6 games. And he just, continued at it and kind of overcame those balances and started getting the puck luck, and now we're seeing the results of it.
One player that he played alongside of a lot before he was called up to the ECHL, Billy Vizzo, he is back for Roanoke. It looks like he is kind of inching towards being fully healthy and ready to go again. What do you think that he brings now that he's back from his time in South Carolina?
Oh, I hope he, brings back the same confidence he had before he left. I think he was just kind of getting to where he needed to be as well, as far as contributing consistently offensively. And you know what? He brings a physical presence that most people don't expect. I know I didn't expect when we first brought him in here. And he's a scrappy player, likes to go to the net, and likes to be physical.
Well, you guys do head back down to Crown Coliseum for a weekend doubleheader this weekend against Fayetteville. It kind of feels like the last 2 times that you've seen the marksmen that you've figured them out a little bit more and that the strategy is a little bit more in place. What can you tell us about how you guys look to match up with them and try to head down to Fayetteville and pick up some points this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, the game in Fayetteville, obviously the 5-2 win, started a little slow that game and poured it on through the second and third period. The home game last Friday, a ton of good out of it. We outshot them 40-19. I think we created, endless opportunities early in the game, and we just didn't have that finish. So, hot goalie too. Their goalie over there, their number 1, is up there in the stats in every category through the league. So, knowing going into that, our focus this week has been how to, kind of create some offense a little bit differently, a little bit grittier goals. So, we're going in with a very similar strategy and just looking for a little bit more finish.
Well, Dan, we wish you the best of luck this weekend. Hopefully you guys can pull some points out of your matchups with the marksmen. It'll be matchup number 5 and 6 on the year out of 17. Yeah. So we wish you the best.
Awesome. Thanks, Mitch.
Absolutely. Well, that is going to wrap it up here for another episode of Coach's Corner. Make sure to stay tuned to the Dawgs social media accounts and our YouTube channel for more content just like this. And be sure to watch or listen in on the Haley Toyota Rail Yard Dogs Hockey Network this weekend as the Dogs face off with Fayetteville on Friday and Saturday night. Thanks and have a great rest of your day.
Coach's Corner is brought to you by Capital Investment Advisory Services.